So the Indiana Fever are facing the Golden State Valkyries. The only team well, they haven't faced the Tempo yet, but the only team that in the history of WNBA, the Indiana Fever have played and never beaten. They have never beaten. I think up to last season, they had never beaten the Vegas Aces. They'd obviously beaten the San Antonio Stars, but I think they had never beaten the Vegas Aces until last year. But as a franchise, they are 0-3 against the Golden State Valkyries in a really, really, really interesting game, because if we're being completely honest here, this is the team that probably matches up best to the Indiana Fever. This is a really tough one. And this is a team that can neutralize all three of the Fever's big three in terms of the Fever. I do not understand. I do not understand how the Fever have a 66% chance of winning. I do not understand how. I do not understand how the Fever, according to ESPN, are minus 5.5 in a spread. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, Vegas is thinking the opposite to me. This is one where I'm like, with or without Caitlin, I wouldn't predict the Fever to win this game. Obviously the over-under is low because the Vegas or the Valkyries are such a good defensive team. But if you look at the matchup here, the Fever's defense is 10th. If you look here at defense for them, matching up against I think the sixth best defense in terms of field goal percentage. They are, other than 3-point percentage giving up, they are super good at every other aspect of defense. They're also last in points per game given up. They give up the least amounts of points per game. And this is a Fever team that I don't think they can win a game unless they drop 85. I actually don't think the Fever can win a game when they're scoring 85. I don't care who it's against. I actually think they have it is nearly impossible for the Fever to win a game while scoring that few points. Not only that, it is very tricky if you are Indiana to match up to this team, because if you look at the starting five, the Indiana Fever go where Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell go in a lot of situations. And even when it comes to Aaliyah Boston, to act like Kia Stokes, as bad as Kia Stokes is on offense, to act like she's not an elite defender is just wrong. She's leading the league in blocks. And there was a reason why the Aces started her. The Aces started Kia Stokes purely for defensive reasons. She took on the bigger defensive assignments. Angel Wilson was she was kind of a sweeper. Angel Wilson played as a help side defender, but the tougher assignments were taken on by Kia Stokes in 99% of the time. That being said, Caitlin Clark has really struggled against the Valks. Really struggles. If you look at this one right here, if you look at her game log from last season, she played the Valks twice. And I get it. One of the games against the Valks was the first one before the Valks before, this one here, she looked hurt, but 11 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists on 3 of 14 shooting. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. This is a game last year where the Fever were in complete control. If you look at the game, you're looking at the points here. The Indiana Fever were a 12-point lead at the end of the first quarter. And they're up for most of this game. They have an 11. I didn't even realize they had an 11-point lead in the third quarter. They were up 13 points halfway through the third. They were 12 points, 3 minutes going to third, and then they just stopped scoring. The Valks just absolutely cooked them. And the Fever just couldn't come back. This is a game where the Fever were in complete control of. And the second half, they just blew it. And that wasn't even Caitlin Clark's worst game against the Valks. You can argue that this one here as well was because Caitlin Clark came back from injury and she was playing small forward. But if you look again here, it's a game where they gave the Indiana Fever the advantage. It's in Indiana. And the Fever start off ahead. They're down, 3 right before halftime. We're down 3 with about a minute or 2 to go. And I don't think Caitlin's on the floor at this stage, but still, they blitz them. 20-point win for the Golden State Valkyries. And even in this game here, Caitlin Clark was, in fairness, she was only a -7, I guess. She was only a -7 on the floor. But like 10, 5, and 6, like this was a bad game. Like she is averaging 10.5 points per game in her career against the Valkyries. And it's funny, looking at the insights here. With Vegas, there's nothing really about Caitlin Clark because obviously they don't even know if Caitlin Clark's playing. But when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be a really, really tough game for Caitlin. It's going to be a really tough game for Caitlin here. I think it could be a really tough game for Kelsey Mitchell as well. Like, these are players that really will struggle because if you were to Golden State Valkyries, you look at their roster. They're going to start on Caitlin, probably Veronica Burton. But they have Gabby Williams, Veronica Burton, Kayla Thornton, Tiffany Hayes, and I blanked on another player. And Kayla Charles, who can lock down too. Like, their leading rebounder is Kayla Charles. So they have Kayla Charles, Veronica Burton, Gabby Williams, Kayla Thornton, and Tiffany Hayes. They got 5 bodies to throw at Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. They can throw infinite different looks. And this is a team, again, that Maureen Johannes is cooking. She's absolutely cooking. I think they held Maureen Johannes to 0 yesterday. This is one of the toughest teams to play against in the WNBA, especially for a team that's guard-centric. And they're very tough to beat. They've lost one game, it was to the Sky, in what was a extremely close game. An extremely, extremely close game where the Sky needed every bit of Rakia Jackson playing at her best to win that game. But yeah, it's a game that I don't think the Fever are going to win. Like, at least I predicted the Fever to beat the Portland Fire. At least I predicted the Fever to beat the Fire. That's the one prediction I've gotten. I know, I predicted the Fever to beat the Storm. Jesus. At least I got those predictions right. So I'm on 2 in a row. I'm on a 2 in a row of good predictions for the Fever. But I think the Valks win this game. I just think even a health Fever at their best is going to really struggle against this Golden State Valkyries team. Just because of who they have, how they match up, and how Stephanie White wants to play. Like, it doesn't really matter how you match up to a team if you impose yourself in a game, but Stephanie White doesn't really want to impose herself on a game. Like, she doesn't want to impose her team on a game. She wants to react. She wants to play reactionary basketball. And when it comes to reactionary basketball, your individual matchups matter a lot more. Like, it matters a lot more about how you match up individually when you're trying to play a chess match than it does just trying to play a basketball match. Just trying to go out there and hoop. And I genuinely would be more worried about the Indiana Fever against the Valks than any other team. Any other team. Even though the Valks don't have the offense, they are a team that can really trouble Caitlin, that can really trouble Aaliyah, that can really trouble Kelsey. Like, when you've got, again, Kia Stokes in there, and Meher. This is like, the Valks are a team where I really underestimated them coming into the season. They are my ones that I was most wrong about. I think I had them going 12th. I was like, oh, Rupert's gone. They're going to be worse than last year. They've lost a good few players, but I'm like, no, they're going to be even better. Anyway, yeah, see you guys.